I wake up feeling refreshed after I dream of my Yaya. I haven't seen her for the past 30 years. In my dream, I was still in my teens. I was thankful that my Yaya was still with me taking care of me. I was dressed in my high school uniform, and as usual, she would accompany me whenever I go to school. But I told her that I'm going to my dentist. I gave her my book because I don't want to carry anything with me. We aboard the jeep and was about to separate ways. But then I had a second thought. I ran towards my Yaya and asked for my book. I said, I do not mind having it with me as I go to my dentist. I might get bored and at least I have a book to read on. As I step outside towards a train station, I look up the sky. The sky was dark, mixes of white, gray, and black clouds swirling and mixing together. I felt drizzles of rain on my skin. Then I woke up. My Yaya was more than a mother to me. In fact, she was the mother which I dare not disobey. Not that I am scared of her, but she was beloved and being apart was unimaginable. Whenever she would go on vacation, the child that I was would sit in a corner and cry like an abandoned child. Then she would come to me and assure me that she would be back. My Yaya left us when we were growing up. At the time, I was no longer dependent on her presence. Though sad, I didn't feel abandoned. When I was 30, she came back for a while for a brief vacation with us. She was still that motherly, cooking and watching what we eat. It's been 30 years that I haven't seen her. She may be gone by now, but her memories lived in me, like a divine mother, always wanting to look over us, yet letting go so that I may grow. The book I had in my dream looks like the manual I loved to read when I was studying my master's. It was about pastoral psychology. It represents what I have learned that I used in pastoral work then and now. I almost abandoned it until I find its use again. The clouds are signs of storms, and I am about to go out amidst an impending storm. I have been through a moment of stillness and enlightenment. Yet this moment is started being clouded with a sense of meaninglessness, though no longer feeling that abandoned. The experience of the Numinous was in the past, and this sense of emptiness seems to bring in another sense of fear. Remembering the dream of the procession of the lady, it seems my unconscious tries to remind me that the lady reveals herself in my Yaya. This dream is a profound movement towards what St. John of the Cross describes as the transition between the night of the senses and the night of the spirit. This dream suggests that I am entering a more refined purgative stage where the soul is stripped of its previous attachments to prepare for a deeper union through the lens of the dark night of the soul. The purgation of the senses symbolized by the image of the Yaya and the school uniform. In the first stage of the dark night, God begins to withdraw sensibles, consolations. These are the warm, fuzzy feelings of spirituality that feels like a mother's embrace. The Yaya as the beginner's state. In the dream, I was in a high school uniform, returning to a state of dependency. St. John of the Cross notes that beginners are like infants who need to be carried and fed sweet things. My Yaya symbolizes this early grace, the period in my life where the Divine Mother felt tangible and protective. Telling my Yaya that I am going to the dentist and boarding the jeepney marks the soul's necessary movement away from the nursery of spiritual comforts. I was moving towards the dentist, a symbol of a corrective, perhaps painful but necessary realignment of the self. St. John of the Cross speaks of the transition where the intellect no longer finds satisfaction in meditation, yet the soul still seeks a foothold. My initial desire to leave the book behind reflects the emptying of the mind that occurs in the dark night. However, running back to reclaim it suggests that learning is no longer a burden to be carried or a status of my master's degree, but a tool for the journey. Choosing to take the book because I might get bored at the dentist perfectly mirrors the dryness that St. John describes. In the dark night, one often feels bored or stagnant. Reclaiming the book indicates that I am ready to use the wisdom to navigate the void of the waiting room, turning a period of emptiness into one of study and presence. As I stepped towards the train station and see the mixing of white, gray, and black clouds, I was witnessing the infused contemplation that characterized the deeper night. St. John calls the dark light the secret contemplation. To the untrained eyes, it looks like a storm or darkness. To the soul, it is actually an excess of divine light that blinds the spirit because it is too bright to be processed by the ego. The drizzle symbolizes a refreshing of a parched soul. After a spiritual battle and subsequent dryness, the rain represents the beginning of a new grace that does not feel like the warmth of the Yaya, but feels like the coolness of a storm. It is a more powerful, impersonal, and vast form of the divine. I may no longer be feeling the abandonment of the Negrido, those feelings of betrayals that may be felt being burned and scalded inside the volcanic cauldron, but rather a sense of void and numbness, a feeling of meaninglessness, as if there was no more value to what had been before. St. John of the Cross would argue this is a sign of progress. The soul is being purged of its attachment to meanings. By seeing the lady, the Numinous, in the face of my Yaya, my unconscious is providing a bridge of trust. It is telling me that the same love that protected me as his child is the same force now appearing as the dark, stormy sky. The walk towards the train station implies a journey that is on track. I am being moved by a force greater than my own will. Courage and faith is exactly what St. John of the Cross prescribed for this stage of my journey, a quiet acceptance. I am no longer the child crying in the corner for the Yaya to return. I am the adult, book in hand, stepping out into the rain. The meaninglessness is not a void of God, but the clearing of the path so that a new, more mature presence can emerge. I am not losing my way in the storm. I am learning how to walk in it.